They look like broken pieces of a dream, giant stones, toppled pillars, temples half swallowed by the earth. But these ruins are not random. Once they were roads, palaces, crowded markets, temples resounding with music and ritual. This is Hampi, the heart of Vijayanagara, an empire that for 2 centuries shone like a beacon across southern India. Today, only the stones remain to tell its story. In 1336, from a rugged plateau by the Tungabhadra River, 2 brothers, Harihara and Bukka, laid the foundations of a kingdom that would resist northern invasions and revive temple culture in the south. They named their capital Vijayanagara, the city of victory. The young realm grew quickly, shaped by powerful rulers, regional alliances, and the practical need to secure fertile land and trade routes. Over the next 2 centuries, it would become the dominant power in peninsular India. Vijayanagara's early rulers built not only forts and temples, but a state apparatus that could mobilize armies, patronize poets, and attract traders, local and foreign, to its bazaars. The city began to expand outward in concentric zones, palace compounds, royal markets, sacred temple enclosures, and the sprawling workshops and living quarters of its people. Travelers who reached Vijayanagara in its prime could barely believe what they saw. Bridges, aqueducts, irrigation tanks, temples carved with extraordinary detail, and markets where silks, horses, precious stones and spices changed hands. Portuguese chroniclers later called it one of the most richly provided cities in the world, a cosmopolitan hub where Persian traders, Arab merchants, local artisans and temple pilgrims mingled. Architecturally, Vijayanagara blended earlier South Indian traditions with bold new forms, massive gopuras, pillared courts, ornate mandapas and finely sculpted reliefs. Engineering was just as impressive. Water was channeled across the rocky plateau, tanks retained monsoon rains, and roads connected the capital to its coastal ports. The city was not merely monumental, it was functional, a living organism. If Vijayanagara had a golden age, it belonged to Krishnadevaraya. Crowned in 1509, he transformed the realm into a powerful, centralized state, expanding its frontiers, patronizing poets and artists, and securing a reputation for both military skill and cultural sophistication. Under him, the courts filled with Telugu and Sanskrit poets. The imperial treasury swelled from lands, trade, and tribute. Krishnadevaraya invested in irrigation, supported temple complexes across the realm, and maintained a large standing army. Yet his court was also a place of learning. Literature and music flourished, and the arts were woven into the very idea of kingship. Hampi did not exist in a vacuum. Its prosperity depended on distant seas and nearby plains. Coastal ports under Vijayanagara's control linked the capital to spice routes, horse dealers, and foreign merchants. The kingdom exported textiles, rice and spices, and imported horses, bullion and new ideas. Merchants from Persia, Arabia, and Europe turned the capital's markets into a global crossroads, while pilgrims and scholars carried faiths and philosophies back and forth. These exchanges made Vijayanagara wealthy, but they also made it a prize. But control over trade and coastal gateways meant influence and invited rivalry. In the 16th century, the political map of the Deccan grew crowded. The Bahmani Sultanate fragmented into regional sultanates: Bijapur, Golconda, Ahmednagar, Bidar, each ambitious and militarized. Against this backdrop of rivalry, the seeds of disaster were sown not through a single failing, but through a combustible mix of politics, battlefield misfortune, and betrayal. On a bleak winter day in 1565, armies met near Talikota, and the world that was Vijayanagara changed forever. 4 Deccan sultanates joined forces against the empire. Contemporary chroniclers and later historians argue that a combination of battlefield reverses and court intrigues, including the desertion of some key troops and reported betrayals, turned defeat into catastrophe. The capital was sacked, monuments were burned and looted, the city's political center collapsed, and the city's grandeur was never rebuilt. Although empires fall, cultures endure. The Vijayanagara style continued to shape temple architecture, music, dance, and literature across South India. Carnatic music's foundations, regional temple arts, and courtly literary traditions owe much to the tastes and patronage of the Vijayanagara kings. For centuries, the city lay hidden in plain sight, ruins used by locals, stories passed by word of mouth. In the 19th century, scholars and colonial officials began to take stock. Excavations and surveys catalogued fallen pillars and temples. The Archaeological Survey of India took stewardship of the site. In 1986, UNESCO declared Hampi a World Heritage Site, recognizing its outstanding universal value. Today, preservation efforts try to balance tourism, local livelihoods, and safeguarding a fragile past. Hampi today is a place for archaeologists and pilgrims, for photographers and historians, and for anyone who wants to stand where an empire once stood and listen to what the stones still whisper. Thank you for watching Tales of History. We hope you enjoyed this deep dive into the past and learned something new about the events that shaped our world. If you found this video interesting, please give it a thumbs up and share it with others who love history as much as we do. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you won't miss any of our future episodes. Until next time, keep exploring the fascinating stories of history with us. And remember, history isn't just the past, it's the key to understanding our present and shaping our future.